Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is April 18th, 2026, and we do have an exciting update in regards to the Spotify Camp Nou. Also, another exciting update because Barcelona have reached an agreement with Alessandro Bastoni. And finally, we're going to talk about what's going on with that left wing reinforcement for the summer transfer market. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. And as I mentioned before, I do apologize for not doing the podcast yesterday. I got home incredibly late after work, but don't worry because today I posted 3 videos to keep you up to date on all Barcelona news. I've already posted one. This is the second one, and there will be a third one right after this one. So make sure you watch all 3 so you can, be fully knowledgeable on what's going on with the best club in the world, FC Barcelona. Now, let's begin with huge news because we do have an incredible update in regards to our home, our fortress, the Spotify Camp Nou, because, the third-tier cement foundation is complete, as I mentioned before. That's what you can see right now, all that white, those white steps that you can see on the third ring. That's all complete right now. It's being waterproofed, and come the summer, they're going to start installing all these seats. Now, if you see that opening right between the third and the second ring, that's where the VIP boxes are going to be, which of course are also being built. There's going to be 2 floors of VIP boxes. So a ring of VIP boxes, another ring of VIP boxes, and then the third ring, which will have, just regular seats that, again, they're going to start installing in the summer. And that's not the new news. You already knew this because I already told you. But the new news is that we have an updated timeline for the reopening of that third ring and the VIP boxes. Now, by the end of September, so beginning of next season, 2026-2027 season, Barcelona will reopen or expect to reopen the lateral section of the third ring. So one of the sides, just the side. They're going to reopen it by the beginning of next season, and that will bring the Spotify Camp Nou's capacity from its current capacity of 62,000 up to 70,000. By the end of this year, by the end of November, they're going to reopen the other lateral section of the third ring, plus some VIP boxes, and that's going to bring the capacity of the Spotify Camp Nou to 80,000, matching that of the Santiago Bernabéu. And by the end of next season, so in May of 2027, the whole third ring plus all the VIP boxes will be completely done, bringing, of course, the Camp Nou's capacity to 105,000 people. And right after that, they're going to start working on installing the roof. So as soon as next season is done, they'll start installing the roof. They're going to work all through the summer with the chance, of course, that we might have to play somewhere else once next season. Well, not next season. The one after that begins, because there will be a few months where the stadium is going to have to close as they start building the roof. We'll see where we end up. Laporta has said in the past that he wants to play at the Stade Johan Cruyff and not Montjuic. But now there's talks about Barcelona maybe having to reserve Montjuic, go back to Montjuic again while they install the roof. So next season, beginning of next season, 70,000 people. End of this year, 80,000 people. End of next season, full capacity, 105,000 people. And then they'll start installing the roof in the summer of 2027. Very, very, very exciting. I cannot wait to see the final product. And of course, I did a video of my visit to the Spotify Camp Nou a few weeks ago. It's on the channel. Make sure to check it out. It's pretty cool. At least I think so. Maybe I'm biased. Of course I am. Anyways, let's move on to the next bit of news. And this was a huge one because, as I told you in today's earlier video, Barcelona will be looking to reinforce 3 positions: center forward, center back, and left wing. We talked about the center forward position. Make sure to check out the video before this one so you can know what's going on with the center back position. Center forward position. Now let's talk about the center back position because, ladies and gentlemen, in Barcelona have reached an agreement with their number 1 target for the center back position, Alessandro Bastoni, the Italian center back currently plowing his trade at Inter Milan, someone who's considered one of the best center backs in all of Europe. Now, of course, this agreement is between Barcelona and the player, meaning that they have agreed that yes, Bastoni wants to come to Barcelona. They've agreed on how long the contract will be, the salary, bonuses, etc., 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 etc. But you also have to agree not just with the player, but with his current club. So now Barcelona will turn their full attention to negotiate with Inter Milan to reach an agreement with the Italian club for the transfer of Bastoni. Now, Barcelona think that they can end up agreeing between 50 to 55 million euros for Bastoni, which, if Deco pulls it off, my hat's off to him. But of course, negotiations are still ongoing. And as I mentioned before, Hector Fort could be the key to unlock this deal because Inter Milan are very interested in Hector Fort. They believe he has the age and the potential to be part of what they want to do right now, which is completely rebuild their squad. But of course, the player will have to agree. And my question to you is, what do you think about Hector Fort for Bastoni plus some cash? Because on one hand, we're bringing a world-class center back, reinforcing our center back position. But on the other hand, we would be giving up a fullback with a lot of potential. And right now, as we're seeing, it looks like our fullback position needs some reinforcement as well, with Koundé being absolutely abysmal. So my question to you is, what do you think? Should we give up Hector for Bastoni plus some cash, or should we only focus on cash only for Bastoni and try to keep Hector Fort? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, let's move on to the third position because we talked about the center forward position in today's earlier video. We just talked about the center back position. Let's talk about the left wing because that's the other position that Barcelona want to reinforce because we do have an update in regards to Marcus Rashford. As you know, Rashford is currently on loan, has an option to buy worth 30 million euros, which Barcelona now do not want to pay. Do not want to sign Rashford because not only they would have to spend those 30 million euros, but Rashford's salary would be top 3 highest salaries on the squad. So that's a lot of money for a player that Barcelona believe has not shown enough for Barcelona to make such big investment, especially since Rafinha got injured. You know, that was his chance to shine, but he has failed to do so. So Barcelona not looking to sign Rashford at the moment. And now the new news is that Rashford is actually open to returning to Manchester United, even though his initial priority was to stay at Barca. But he's probably, he's seeing the writing on the wall that that's most likely not going to happen. So the question is, who is Barcelona considering for the left wing? And well, their favorite option is someone we've talked about in the past, is of course Victor Munoz, the Osasuna winger who has a 40 million euro release clause. Incredibly promising, incredibly talented, doing absolutely great with Osasuna in Spain. What's the problem? Of course, that if Barcelona do pay that 40 million euros, half of it would go to Real Madrid. Not to mention that Real Madrid do have an option to buy him back for, I think, 8 million euros this summer. So they could also always activate that and then, well, leave Barcelona in the wind. But despite that, Barcelona have not ruled out Victor Munoz. He is still their favorite option for this summer signing. The second option is, of course, Jan Virgili, the former Barcelona player who left to Mallorca this past summer. Someone that Barcelona still owned 40% of his right. Less developed than Victor Munoz, so this would be more of a midterm solution. Not a long-term solution, but a midterm solution. And someone that Barcelona could sign for 12 million. So who would cost less than Victor Munoz, but also would probably offer you less since he's still growing and developing as opposed as Victor Munoz, who's a step ahead. Now, the third option is, of course, someone we talked about as well, Andreas Sheldrup, who's currently at Benfica. We did a reaction video, so if you want to see that reaction video, it's on the channel. I think he's an incredible player. I think he would be an incredible option. Barcelona, in fact, have already spoken to his agent. But of course, Benfica is not going to make it easy for the club. And then we have the least favorite option. Victor Munoz is the favorite. But the least favorite option, who's, of course, Abde, the Moroccan, who's also a former Barcelona player, who's currently playing at Real Betis. This would be a low-cost option and kind of like an emergency option, which honestly, just the way the club sees him as the least favorite, he's my least favorite. In fact, I would rather not sign anyone and bring in Abde because, with all due respect to Abde, he's where he belongs, mid-table team like Real Betis. Now, out of these options, who would you like to see? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. And we'll end today's video with the news that it's been revealed that Barcelona have there are 97 clubs who have spent more money than Barcelona over this past summer transfer market, with 39 out of those clubs spending more than 100 million euros. Now, how much Barcelona spent this past summer? 28.84 million euros with two signings. Joan Garcia, who cost 26.3 million, an absolute steal, and Rooney Bardghji, who cost 2.5 million euros. I think it's also an absolute steal, bringing Barcelona's total to 28.84 million euros. And again, there are 97 clubs who have spent more than Barcelona. Now, out of the four semifinalists in the Champions League, Arsenal have spent 294 million euros, Atletico Madrid 230 million euros, PSG 118 million euros, and Bayern Munich 88 million euros. Absolutely incredible numbers, which shows you two things. One, our academy is still the best in the world, and God bless Flick for being able to work with very, very little. No, not very, very little, but like very little spending. Not that Lamine Yamal and Gabi and Fermin are very little. You know what I mean. And B, it also highlights that, well, we do need to spend a little bit more, because even though our academy is absolutely wonderful, well, that cannot be the only answer. A core of academy players is great, but you also have to add a few more world-class signings so we can get that extra push and try to win the Champions League. Anyways, that is all, ladies and gentlemen. I will be uploading another video, the third video of the day, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, be scars.